Life's full of secrets, isn't it? Big ones, small ones, the kind that make your heart race and your palms sweat. But let me tell you something. There are 5 things, 5 precious pieces of yourself that you should guard like a dragon guards its gold. You know what? Because in this world, information is power. And the more someone knows about you, the more power they have over you. It's not about being paranoid, it's about being smart. It's about protecting yourself in a world that isn't always kind. So listen up because I'm about to drop some knowledge that could change your life. These are the 5 things you should never ever share with anyone. Not your best friend, not your partner, not even your mama. These are for you and you alone. Number 1, your deepest, darkest fears. We all have them, don't we? Those nightmares that wake us up in a cold sweat, those thoughts that make our stomachs churn. Maybe you're afraid of failure, of being alone, of not living up to your potential. Whatever it is, keep it close to your chest. Why? Because fear is a weakness, and in this dog-eat-dog world, people will use your weaknesses against you. They'll manipulate you, they'll control you, they'll make you dance like a puppet on strings. Don't give them that power. Your fears are yours to face, yours to conquer. They're not for public consumption. But it's not just about protection, it's about growth. When you keep your fears to yourself, you're forced to face them alone. And let me tell you, there's no greater strength than looking your fear in the eye and saying, you don't control me. That's how you become unstoppable. Number 2, your big dreams and ambitious goals. Now, I know what you're thinking, but shouldn't I share my dreams? Shouldn't I tell the world what I want to achieve? And I'm here to tell you, no, you shouldn't. Your dreams are like seeds. They need time to grow, to take root, to become strong enough to withstand the harsh winds of reality. When you share them too soon, you expose them to the cold, hard world before they're ready. People will doubt you. They'll question you. They'll try to talk you out of it. And even if they don't mean to, they'll plant seeds of doubt in your mind. But there's more to it than that. When you keep your dreams to yourself, you're building an inner fire. You're creating a burning desire that will fuel you through the tough times, through the setbacks and the failures. Because make no mistake, there will be failures. But when your dreams are yours and yours alone, you'll have the strength to get back up and keep pushing forward. And let's be real, success is sweeter when it's a surprise. Imagine the looks on their faces when you achieve something they never even knew you were working towards. That's power, that's satisfaction. That's the kind of success that tastes like victory. Number 3 on finances. This one's a biggie, folks. In this world, money talks, and the more people know about your financial situation, the more they'll try to take advantage of it. If you're doing well, people will come out of the woodwork asking for loans, for favors, for a piece of your pie. They'll resent your success. They'll try to bring you down to their level. And if you're struggling, people will look down on you. They'll judge you. They'll treat you differently. But it's not just about how others perceive you. It's about maintaining control over your life. When you keep your finances private, you're free to make decisions based on what's best for you, not what others expect of you. You can save, you can invest, you can build your wealth without interference or judgment. And here's a hard truth. Money changes people, even the ones closest to you. So keep your cards close to your chest. Let your bank account be your secret weapon, your silent strength, because financial freedom is true freedom, and true freedom is something you should never, ever give away. Number 4, your past mistakes and regrets. We've all got skeletons in our closets, haven't we? Those moments we're not proud of, those decisions we wish we could take back. But here's the thing. Your past doesn't define you. It's just a chapter in your story, not the whole book. When you share your mistakes with others, you're giving them ammunition. You're giving them a reason to doubt you, to question your judgment, to hold you back. And worse, you're keeping yourself stuck in the past. You're letting those old mistakes define your present and your future. But when you keep your past to yourself, you're free to reinvent yourself. You're free to learn from your mistakes without being judged for them. You're free to become the person you want to be, not the person others think you are based on your history. And let's be real. Everyone loves a good redemption story, but you know what's even better? A success story that comes out of nowhere. Be the dark horse, the underdog, the surprise champion. Let your actions speak louder than your words or your past ever could. Number 5, and this one's crucial, your insecurities and self-doubts. We all have them, those little voices in our heads that tell us we're not good enough, not smart enough, not worthy enough. But here's the secret. Everyone else has them too. The difference is successful people don't let those doubts control them. When you share your insecurities, you're giving them power. You're making them real, bringing them into the light where they can grow and fester. But when you keep them to yourself, you're in control. You can face them, fight them, overcome them on your own terms. And here's the kicker: when you don't show your insecurities, people assume you don't have any. They see you as confident, as self assured, as unshakable. And you know what? That perception becomes reality. You start to believe it yourself. You become the confident, self assured person you're pretending to be. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but isn't this dishonest? Aren't we supposed to be open and vulnerable? And to that, I say openness is overrated. Vulnerability is a luxury for those who can afford it. In this competitive world, you need every advantage you can get. Think about it like this: would a general share his battle plans with the enemy? Would a poker player show his hand before the final bet? Of course not. And make no mistake, life is a battle, life is a game, and you're playing to win. But it's not just about winning. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. It's about building inner strength, about becoming a person who doesn't need external validation or approval. It's about being secure enough in yourself that you don't need to share everything with everyone. Now, I'm not saying you should never open up to anyone. We all need connections, we all need support, but be selective, be strategic. Share only what you need to, only with those who have earned your trust. And even then, keep these 5 things to yourself. Because here's the truth: the most successful people in the world, the ones who really make a difference, they're not open books, they're mysteries, they're enigmas. They keep people guessing, keep them wondering. And that's where true power lies. Think about the great leaders, the innovators, the game changers. Do you really know what goes on in their heads? Do you know their deepest fears, their biggest dreams, their personal struggles? No, you don't. And that's by design. They understand that mystique is powerful. They know that when you keep parts of yourself hidden, people fill in the blanks with their own imagination. And more often than not, they'll imagine you to be even greater than you are. Use that to your advantage. But it's not just about how others perceive you. It's about how you perceive yourself. When you keep these 5 things private, you're creating a space for yourself. A space where you can be truly honest, truly vulnerable, without fear of judgment or consequence. It's in this space that real growth happens. Think about it. When you're alone with your thoughts, when you're facing your fears and doubts head on, that's when you really learn about yourself. That's when you develop true strength, true resilience. That's when you become unbreakable. And let's be clear, I'm not talking about building walls. I'm talking about building boundaries. There's a big difference. Walls keep everyone out. Boundaries let you choose who to let in and how much to let them see. It's about control. It's about self-respect. It's about valuing yourself enough to keep some things sacred. Now, some of you might be thinking, but what about authenticity? What about being true to yourself? And to that, I say, authenticity is not about sharing everything. It's about being genuine in your interactions, about staying true to your values and principles. You can be authentic without being an open book. In fact, I'd argue that keeping these 5 things to yourself makes you more authentic, not less, because you're not letting other people's opinions shape your reality. You're not adjusting your dreams based on their reactions. You're not letting their judgments affect your self-worth. You're living life on your own terms, guided by your own inner compass. And here's something else to consider. When you keep these things to yourself, you're forced to rely on yourself. You can't run to others for validation or reassurance. You have to find that strength within yourself. And let me tell you, there's no greater feeling than knowing you can stand on your own 2 feet, no matter what life throws at you. But it's not just about inner strength. It's about focus. When you're not constantly sharing your fears, your dreams, your finances, your past, and your insecurities, you have more energy to actually work on that. You're not wasting time explaining yourself or defending your choices. You're not getting sidetracked by other people's opinions or advice. You're laser focused on your goals, on becoming the person you want to be. And let's talk about relationships for a moment, because I know some of you are thinking, but what about trust? What about intimacy? And you're right, those things are important. But here's the thing: true intimacy, true trust, it's not about knowing everything about someone. It's about accepting them as they are, mysteries and all. The strongest relationships are built on mutual respect, on understanding that everyone has a right to their own inner world. When you find someone who respects your privacy, who doesn't demand to know every little thing about you, that's when you know you found someone worth keeping around. But even in those closest relationships, even with your ride or die, your soulmate, your better half, keep these 5 things to yourself, because at the end of the day, you're an individual. You're on your own journey. And some parts of that journey are meant to be solo. Now, I know this isn't easy. We live in a world of oversharing, of social media updates and public confessions. We're told that vulnerability is strength, that sharing is caring. And to some extent, that's true. But there's a line. And these 5 things are on the other side of that line. It takes discipline to keep things to yourself. It takes strength to resist the urge to share, to seek validation, unburden yourself. But that discipline, that strength, that's what separates the achievers from the dreamers, the leaders from the followers, the winners from the also-rans. So here's what I want you to do. Starting right now, make a commitment to yourself. Promise yourself that you'll guard these 5 things like the precious treasures they are. Your deepest fears, your biggest dreams, your financial situation, your past mistakes, and your insecurities, these are yours and yours alone. Write them down if you need to. Put them in a journal. Lock them in a safe. Bury them in your backyard if you have to, but keep them private. Keep them protected, because these 5 things, they're the keys to your kingdom. They're the source of your power. They're the essence of who you are. And as you go through life, as you face challenges and obstacles, as you strive for success and greatness, remember this: your strength comes from within. It comes from knowing yourself, from trusting yourself, from being comfortable with your own company. It comes from having a rich inner life that no one else can touch or influence. So stand tall, walk with confidence, let people wonder about you, let them guess, let them speculate, but never let them know the whole truth. Because the whole truth, that's your superpower, that's your secret weapon. That's what will set you apart in a world full of open books and oversharing. Remember, in a world where everyone is trying to be seen, there's power in being unseen. In a world where everyone is shouting to be heard, there's strength in silence. In a world where everyone is trying to prove themselves, there's victory in quiet confidence. You don't need to explain yourself. You don't need to justify your choices. You don't need to bare your soul to prove your worth. Your worth comes from within. It comes from knowing who you are, fears and all. It comes from having dreams so big they scare you. It comes from learning from your past without being defined by it. It comes from facing your insecurities head on and pushing forward anyway. So go out there and conquer the world, but do it on your own terms. Do it with an air of mystery, with an unshakable inner strength, with a quiet confidence that comes from knowing yourself inside and out. Do it knowing that you have secrets, that you have depth, that you're more than what meets the eye. Because at the end of the day, that's what makes you unstoppable. That's what makes you unforgettable. That's what makes you a force to be reckoned with. Not what you share with the world, but what you keep for yourself. Your inner world, your private thoughts, your personal battles and victories, that's where your true power lies. So guard it, nurture it, respect it, and watch as it transforms you into the person you've always known you could be. The person who doesn't need external validation, who doesn't seek approval, who stands tall in the face of adversity. The person who knows that true strength comes from within, and that the most powerful secrets are the ones we keep to ourselves. You've got this. You're stronger than you know, more capable than you realize, and destined for greatness beyond your wildest dreams. But only if you keep these 5 things to yourself, only if you trust in your own inner strength, only if you believe in the power of your own secrets. Your secrets are the fuel that will propel you to new heights. They're the hidden engines of your success, the invisible armor that protects you from the world's harsh judgments. Embrace them, nurture them, let them be the foundation of your unstoppable spirit. Think about the greatest achievers in history. Did they broadcast their every doubt, their every setback? No, they kept their struggles private, their doubts hidden. They presented a face of unwavering confidence to the world, even when they were quaking inside. That's the power of keeping these 5 things to yourself. When you face a challenge, and you will face many, draw strength from your inner world. Tap into those fears you've kept hidden. Use them as motivation to prove yourself wrong. Let your secret dreams be the light that guides you through the darkest time. Your private financial goals? They're the silent promise of a better future, pushing you to work harder, smarter, longer than anyone else. Your past mistakes? They're not chains holding you back. They're hidden teachers, whispering lessons that only you can hear. And those insecurities you've kept under wraps, they're not weaknesses. They're the secret source of your empathy, your drive, your unique perspective on the world. Every time you resist the urge to share these 5 things, you're building mental muscle. You're developing a discipline that will serve you in every area of your life. It's like working out. Each rep, each moment of resistance makes you stronger. And before you know it, you'll have a mental 6-pack that nobody can see, but everyone will feel. This discipline will spill over into everything you do. You'll find yourself more focused at work, more present in your relationships, more determined in your pursuits, because you're not wasting energy seeking validation or managing other people's perceptions. All that energy is channeled into becoming the best version of yourself. And let's talk about the power surprise. When you keep these 5 things to yourself, you become unpredictable. People can't pigeonhole you, can't say, oh, that's just how they are. You become a wild card, capable of shocking everyone with your achievements. Your resilience, your sudden burst of brilliance. Imagine the look on their faces when you overcome a fear they never knew you had. Picture their amazement when you achieve a dream they didn't even know you were chasing. That's the kind of impact you can have when you play your cards close to your chest. But it's not just about impressing others. It's about impressing yourself. When you keep these 5 things private, you create a sacred space within yourself, a space where you can be truly honest, truly vulnerable, a space where you can face your fears, nurture your dreams, plan your finances, learn from your past, and work on your insecurities without any external interference. This inner sanctuary becomes your personal training ground. It's where you build your mental toughness, where you craft your strategies, where you forge your unbreakable spirit. It's the secret lab where you experiment with different versions of yourself, free from judgment or expectation. And here's the beautiful thing. As you grow stronger in private, you'll naturally become more confident in public. You won't need to tell people about your strengths because they'll see them in action. You won't need to share your dreams because you'll be too busy achieving them. You won't need to explain your past because your present and future will speak for themselves. This is the paradox of keeping these 5 things to yourself. The less you share, the more you have to offer, because you're not diluting your power by seeking constant feedback or approval. You're concentrating it, refining it, turning it into pure, potent energy that fuels your every move. Think of yourself as a vault containing precious treasures. Your fears, dreams, finances, past, and insecurities, these are your gold, your diamonds, your priceless artifacts. Would you leave a vault open for anyone to peek inside? Of course not. You protect it, you guard it, you only open it when absolutely necessary. And just like a well-guarded vault becomes the subject of legend and speculation, so too will you become a figure of intrigue and respect. People will sense that there's more to you than meets the eye. They'll be drawn to your quiet confidence, your unshakable self-assurance. This isn't about being aloof or disconnected. It's about being selective with your trust, discerning with your vulnerability. It's about understanding that not everyone has earned the right to know your deepest truths. And that's okay. That's more than okay. It's powerful. As you move through the world with this new approach, you'll start to notice changes. You'll find yourself less affected by criticism, less swayed by others' opinions, because you know that they don't have the full picture. They don't know the depths of your strength, the heights of your ambition, the richness of your inner world. You'll become more resilient, more adaptable, because when your sense of self isn't tied to external validation, you're free to evolve, to change, to grow without fear of judgment. You're not locked into anyone else's perception of who you are or what you're capable of. This freedom, this resilience, this quiet confidence, it's magnetic. It draws opportunities to you. It makes people want to work with you, to be around you, to learn from you, because they sense that you're operating on a different level, that you've tapped into a source of power they don't fully understand. And the best part, the more you practice keeping these 5 things to yourself, the easier it becomes. It starts to feel natural, comfortable. You'll find a sense of peace in knowing that you have this rich inner world that's all your own. A world that nourishes you, challenges you, pushes you to be better every single day. So embrace this new way of being. Revel in the power of your secrets. Let your inner world be the wellspring of your strength, the source of your confidence, the foundation of your success. Because when you do, there's no limit to what you can achieve. Remember, the greatest battles, the most profound transformations, they happen in silence, in solitude, in the privacy of your own mind and heart. So make that private realm a place of power, a place of possibility, a place where you continuously evolve into the best version of yourself. Your fears, they're the dragons you'll slay in secret, emerging stronger each time. Your dreams, they're the castles you're building in your mind brick by brick, day by day. Your finances, they're the quiet rivers of prosperity flowing beneath the surface of your life. Your past, it's the hidden bedrock upon which you're building your future. And your insecurities, They're the rough edges that you're smoothing into unique strengths, unseen but ever present. As you go forward from this moment, carry these 5 secrets with you like talismans of power. Let them remind you of your inner strength, your hidden depths, your untapped potential. Let them be the invisible force that propels you forward, that sets you apart, that makes you unstoppable. Because you are unstoppable. You are extraordinary. You are a force of nature disguised as a person, and the world isn't ready for what you're about to become. So go out there, keep your secrets close, and show them what you're made of. Not with words, not with explanations, but with actions, with results, with the undeniable impact of a life lived on your own terms.